I said, brr, it's cold in here. The market must be cooling in the atmosphere. Well, that's what some of the naysayers would have you believe anyway, since sales have slowed down a tad over the holidays. But is it actually any easier to buy a house right now? We'll find out this week on Full Disclosure with my top 5 Vancouver housing market predictions for 2022. Hey everyone, Josh Kepke here. So excited. 2022 has arrived, and for today's show, I'm gonna hit you with my top 5 real estate predictions for 2022 as it relates to Vancouver and the Greater Vancouver real estate market. And please be sure to watch till the end because I'm gonna share with you my biggest, boldest, and most wild prediction yet. Now, being a seasoned agent with McDonald Realty on the west side of Vancouver and having personally helped over 30 fantastic families find their dream homes in 2021, this is an active, boots on the ground, experiential knowledge perspective coupled with the fact that I study the markets daily. I'd like to think that I know what I'm talking about, and if you find value in what I'm sharing with you today, please be sure to hit subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Instagram, and like the Facebook page, and click on that bell for notifications too. And if you have specific questions with regards to real estate in 2022, please be sure to check out my Calendly link and let's book a 15-minute chat, either in person or virtually, to get you on the right plan and the right track in 2022. So let's get into it, okay? My top 5 real estate predictions for 2022. Number 1, let's go. No, we will not see a market crash, or are we even close to seeing the so-called bubble burst? Don't forget, even if home prices were to come down by 20%, that would put us to where houses were selling back in July of 2020. And if houses were to drop in value by 50%, that would put us back to where houses were selling back in January of 2014. Again, with less overall inventory, continued strong buyer demand and pressure on the rental market, and the continued appropriate mortgage qualifications restrictions, I don't see the market crashing or the bubble bursting in 2022. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. That being said, if you do disagree, please be sure to comment below. Number 2, we will see another double-digit increase in the freehold housing sector. I predict that we'll see anywhere from 10 to 12% increase in the first and second quarter of the beginning of 2022. This will largely be fueled by the fact that we will not even come close to seeing the levels of inventory required to help cool the market. With continued delays in the new home sector due to the supply chain constraints right now, we are seeing delays in new products coming to the market, and we're seeing more net immigration flocking to Vancouver and the outlying cities and the lower mainland in general, and the pandemic shifts in buyer preferences also, and its continued low interest rates. This all means a recipe for only one thing: affordability will continue to decrease, making it difficult for buyers to enter the market. The 2 areas I predict will be most impacted by this will be first-time home buyers and first-time move-up buyers. These are the buyers who already own their first home and they're looking to move up for the first time. So here's a quick recap of what the year-over-year price appreciation has looked like for Greater Vancouver. The average house price in 2020 was almost $1,770,000. The average house price in 2021 for the area is almost $2,170,000. With this being said, I also predict that we will be seeing a softening in the aggressive price appreciation we've been experiencing in the last 12 months, and this will most likely take place in the latter part of 2022. I think we'll continue to see prices go up, but at a pace much more manageable and most likely in Q3 of this year. The reason for this: mortgage rate increases and possible monetary policy influences, possible political policy influence on the process of buying and selling, this cooling off period that's being talked about, and perhaps further tax implications or even restrictions on speculation in the market. 3, I will predict that we'll see at least a 15% increase in the price of a resale condo next year. This will heavily be fueled by investor demand, buyers price out of other property types resetting their expectations, and net immigration coming into the Lower Mainland. People are desperate. They're desperately trying to get back into the new normal, and the construction constraints and delays due to the supply chain challenges, I predict we're gonna see a large portion of this price appreciation will happen in the beginning of 2022 as the interest rates continue to hold at all-time lows. This, coupled with the fact that the rental market continues to heat up with inventory being gobbled up at lightning fast pace, this will ultimately have would-be renters struggling to find a place to rent jumping into home ownership. The average condo price for 2020 was $665,000 just about, and the average condo price in 2021 was $760,000. That was a almost 15% increase. Number 4, I predict that mortgage rates will come up. And before you crucify me and tell me that everyone else in the Lower Mainland knows that the mortgage rates are going to go up, let me share with you the mechanics of why they're going to go up. Bear with me as I geek out for a moment. Number 1, the Bank of Canada is ending its quantitative easing program. Quantitative easing is a monetary policy whereby a central bank purchases predetermined amounts of government bonds or other financial assets in order to inject money into the economy to expand economic activity. Buying these securities adds new money into the economy and also serves to lower interest rates by bidding up fixed income securities. It also expands the central bank's balance sheet. Number 2, the QE, the quantitative easing, that will affect fixed rate mortgages, not variable rate mortgages. This is not to say that variable rates will not go up in 2022 or be affected. Most likely they will. But okay, now that we know interest rates are going up, I anticipate the first rate hike to be an increase of around 25 basis points. In total, I think we could get around 4 interest rate hikes in 2022. And that would equate to about 100 to 125 basis points. And that means a 1% to 1.25% increase in the interest rates. In terms of when we will see mortgage rates hike, I would anticipate the first ones coming at the end of, could it be as early as Q1 or early Q2? Again, this is entirely speculative, especially with COVID and Omicron right now, so we'll have to see. And number 5, we will have less sales in Greater Vancouver next year. This past year, we saw from January 2021 to November 2021, we saw over 44,000 sales, which is absolutely record-breaking. In this same time period in 2020, we had just over 31,000, and in 2019, just over 25,000. So obviously we know that this has fueled, and the pandemic has fueled an incredible growth in sales and buyer demand and historically low interest rates. So, why do I think less sales in 2022? Interest rates will go up, which will see a percentage of buyers leave the buyer pool, and continued low inventory. And by this, I predict that we'll see lower levels of inventory in 2021, which would then mean less sales. And please don't think that this will signal a price correction, as it will not. We will continue to see home prices increase, but not at such a rapid pace as we did in all of 2021. So what do you think? Where do you think the market's going in 2022? Comment below. Lots of you watching are real estate agents. Lots of you are in the mortgage industry. If you are a homeowner or a prospective home seller or a prospective home buyer, I'd love to see what you think. Put it in the comments below. This is anyway our main topic of conversation in Vancouver. It's real estate. And this is Vancouver Real Estate Today, and full disclosure with me, Josh Kepke.